Good evening, my dear friends. Well, after so many years, I was so happy to see on the 21st of March, Osho's Enlightenment Day, the lots of sannyasis together for the first time. They come with the mala and celebrated whole day near the burning heart in Abdul Kalam Azad these auditoriums, and then evening uh, on the 19th and 20th, and then the 21st they went to the ashram also with the mala, and they allowed entry. They paid the money. It's quite expensive nowadays, but still, because they love Osho and they wanted to be in the ashrams where Osho used to give discourse and his samadhi, they wanted to have darshan of samadhis. So many people from all over India and from other countries also was there, and seeing the joyful face after a long time, and they allowed the mala also. So I was so happy to think that now the management have changed, and maybe other things they will slowly change, because for a long time, many years, I think ashram was slowly taken away all the photos of ashrams inside. Osho's photo from everywhere, from the books also. They have changed the Osho's samadhis few times, and they removed this photo also, which was Osho chosen for his samadhis. And many things was going on. People were calling them mafia because they make the copyright on the all the things. Well, that's why many people was not coming, and the most of people slowly was not feeling good to come to the ashrams because it was so expensive and not very welcomed. They remove all the sannyasin, they bring the servants, and well, whatever you call it, wrongs. So people don't have desire to go to visit the ashram, and they change the name of resort from ashram to resort, commune to resort, and resort to now Osho International. You see on the gate the name Osho International. A new person comes, he thinks maybe this is a five-star hotel, and they declare that this is a five-star hotel. I am not against the hotels, is the comfort provided by the hospitalities provided by the five-star hotels is great. And Osho also somewhere says that the what facilities available in the five-star hotels or in the resorts, they should be available in this ashram also. But that he didn't mean that you should make this ashram a hotel. Yeah, luxuries like five-star hotels should be provided in swimming pools and jacuzzi and tennis and music and a little bit entertainment also. Osho was very happy to see that his people's enjoying everything. Zorbada Buddha. But unfortunately, I think when they got their hand on the money, millions of dollars they earned from this, and they changed the head office from Pune to the Zurich, and they fight with other peoples, made them uh, made the case against them, and then nobody can publish his books or nobody can do anything anywhere in the world. They don't use the Osho's name. These all things I am not going to repeat because you people you know all the things. I don't want to repeat it, but because most time I am speaking in Hindi, and today I was feeling that I should say a few words because I have a few friends on the Facebook who does not speak Hindi. So for them, I cannot recite my poetry in Hindi, in English. So there is always a little bit. I feel awkward that I cannot communicate the same way with the many other people who does not speak Hindi. But today I thought I should say few things at least. So I was so happy, delighted to see this whole good change in ashrams. And suddenly, today, this morning, the 22nd of the March, when all the peoples, all the sannyasin together in the morning, they went to the ashram. They didn't allow them with the mala, and they put the barriers, and lots of policemen was there standing out and blocking them, and everybody was carrying the sign, the placard. That, you have seen this all kind of that. Save the ashram's property. They are selling the ashram property. Of course, these are the very big issues for the Osho sannyasis, because I think more than millions of sannyasin all over the world, and they don't feel comfortable with these kind of things, because Osho wanted to expand his ashrams, whole Koregaon Park for sale, he said once. And slowly we thought that we are going to buy more and more property and expand this ashram into the whole Koregaon Park. But it oppositely, I think there has been funded by fundamentalist Christians that you should not allow to grow these ashrams, and destroys Osho's message and remove his photos and all kind of things, like in America and many other countries happens, richest country, that they give money to farmer and tell them do not produce any grains or any corns and the wheat or whatever, because we have surplus food, and if you produce too much, then the market rate will go down, and this and that. So there is a lot of things they throw in the ocean, they dump in the garbage, but they don't bring in the market, because they want to manage the market price. Many reasons are there. Many other terrorists they get fund in India to create problems for, many government and for the politicians. So they are always fighting for this or that, and many people demanding another part in India. They want to make more pieces of India. So India was a very huge country, everybody knows, and slowly it lost many part of, and now so political problems are there, individual problem are there, and organizations are many are there, and each organization less or more have some problem. But because Osho is not for organizations, organization only just to take care of the things, they are not in charge of. He didn't wanted anybody to be author of this ashram, or make a copyright, or the pope, or any kind of things. He wanted simple things that organize very well, like a post office and railway, and this any kind of institutions work smoothly, and publish his books, and let whole world knows about Osho. So spread his message all over the world in many languages. But I think they have done opposite. They slowly start destroying and removing his name, and they call him now a spiritual teacher. I have seen many books there is not Osho's photo, and the compilation. People don't know from which lecture Osho took. They took from Osho's lecture this part, few page from this book, few page from that book, and they don't mention even the name. Osho never wanted to change his lectures, his talks, and edit and add any words or remove any words. He wanted, as he speak, my words as I speak, you should be print them, publish them as it is. If it is a little grammatical mistake or pronunciation is different, does not matter. You speak, you write down, you print in the books as I speak. So when person read his books, they feel like they are listening to him, and there is a particular melody in it. So when I read books, it looks like I'm listening to the Osho. This is automatically, this reading changed into the kind of listening. Yeah. So it is a very beautiful experience, and they destroyed this kind of compilations, and people don't know from why he said and what is the background of it is. There were many lectures, all the series are linked, each lecture is linked with another lecture. Yesterday he said something, and because of this, he is going to say, somebody asked question and he is going to reply. So this first lecture on the sutra and the second lecture question answer, they are related to each other. If person don't know the first lecture, he don't know why he is talking in the second lecture, like this. So they destroys same way his talks. They removes many things. They edit audios and videos and everything, and they don't allow anybody to share on the TV or anywhere else. Yeah, I have been blocked also a few times, so I don't use any more this kind of stuff. but still I cannot want to control my love for Osho and his blessings. Once I remember, and few people knows still, that when Pune ashram started and I came to the ashram, he called me, and first job Osho has given me is to reply his letter which coming from all over the India in Hindi language. So I was answering all his letters which were coming from over India behalf of Osho, and I have done this job. Then afterward, I have changed the job because there was a story behind it. So it was my first job in the Osho ashram to reply Osho's letters, writing them and posting them to all over India, whatever people ask. Informative, many times it was just information about the next camp and what is going to speak, and when you come to Pune where you should stay, many kind of this, and sometimes related questions, why you call yourself Bhagwan, and this and argument, and sometimes questions of people's that I'm not able to come because I live in a far away from Pune, and please I want to ask you this. So this kind of question also people asked. So, well, it was very joyful experience for me to reply behalf of him because I don't want to interfere. I don't want to bring myself into his letter. The way Osho was writing letter, I use the same way of just remembering him, and just whatever comes spontaneously, I write down and it was all right. So because of this, I take the opportunity again. Now I am answering many people's friends, Osho's old new sannyasi, new friends who don't know anything about much about ashram's activity and what happened in the past. Because past, we are coming from the past, so past is, you cannot just neglect. Everything have a cause and is cause and effect. What you call it is, everything is Osho ashram. What you see today, it was not like that. And from Bombay, we was dreaming. We was talking all the time, Lakshmi and me and few other sannyasin, how will we will going to make ashram. And Rajnishpuram, the name what he made for Oregon, for the community, it was the first time I heard from the Lakshmi in the 71 that we are going to make a Rajnishpuram. That time was the idea to make Rajnishpuram in India somewhere, and they were trying to find the lands, but it was very difficult because the whole political and religious movements and peoples were against Osho, so he cannot create his ashram in India. Well, whatever happened, we have seen the Rajnishpuram, how it has been destroyed by fundamentalist Christians. And after Osho travel all over the world, then he have to come back in Pune. And now again, I think the same kind of organization are working behind these trustees. We have to discover, we have to find out, who is supporting them, because it looks like they don't need money. They have already made a lot of money, and now somebody is paying them money, lot of money, that you should not spread the Osho's message and destroy his literatures and everything. Is for people should not know who is this, and you see this kind of things are happening a lot, and people are really, people who love him, they are really disappointed, and they don't have feelings, they are emotionless, they don't have, like, they looks like a robot. When you come to the ashram gate, they are all servant and the guards, and they have nothing to do with Osho. Before, Osho never allowed any kind of servant and paying peoples. No employee. All the disciple, all the his sannyasin was working from cleaning to the office job to cooking and everything. Now somebody else is cooking. He have nothing to do with Osho and nothing to do with meditation and love or awareness or whatever. He is not thankful. He simply get money. He's less work like machines. And other people are standing like a police and guards. It looks very awkward to go to the ashram, and we want again to be the very loving and blissful and full of joy, the ashram. Now it looks very sad and very dirty also inside. I have seen some people have said, they said this is very, they don't clean anything, this and that. So many complain against people especially, and the space also they have spoiled. So I hope now anybody who is listening to me, a request for the people from India also and from all over the world. Anybody who is try to listening me in my videos, please wear the mala and orange and maroon, whatever you like. Keep the mala outside so people knows that you are the Osho's lover, you are Osho's disciples, or you are his lovers, or you like Osho, you love him. Does not matter. If you don't have any big problems wearing mala and oranges, then please uh, don't avoid it. And whenever you feel time, even for one day or weekend, anywhere you're going, in restaurants, on the road, in the street, or in the work, if there is no big problems, then you should wear the malas. So we will spread again the Osho, and it will be very good surprise that we are going through the street and somebody suddenly comes and he recognizes and stop, oh, hello, how are you? So we can recognize each other. Otherwise, many sannyasin pass by and they don't know that you are Osho's lovers. Love has to be spread. His message is love, and love, mm, we communicate through love because we know each other. If you don't know, you are a stranger, and the thousands of people walking in the street, you walk like a stranger, and suddenly somebody comes in the same cloth and same kind of mala, you communicate, you smile, you laugh, and this laughter and smile is totally different than you saying good morning, you know, to stranger. I don't mind. That is also good, but that looks very formal. But once we know that we love somebody, we have a master who given us such a joy, and the way to find yourself. We are not believing any kind of God and heaven and hell. We are interested to know ourselves, and wherever we are, it's possible to know. But sometimes we would like to visit the master's space where he used to live many years, because there is particular vibes, and the trees, the atmosphere has been charged for so many years for by Osho and by the people also. We have a particular space, we call it a holy ground. There are many very attractive space in India. Sometime you don't know, and suddenly you go to the riverside and you feel so joy and so magnetic force. Then after somebody say, oh, there was this kind of person who used to live here, and you see this small hut. So sometimes this kind of happen. A person meditate, one person even meditate for a long time on particular space. This space is very uh, much different than compared to other space. So well, that's why we have this kind of communities that people come together and sit silently or meditate or dance or sing, but full of love and thankfulness to the Buddha, to the hidden Buddha within us. And without what we see in his photo, his eyes, his gestures, his sound, his voice, his walk, his talks, uh, everything was so miraculous for me. I have never seen any miracle, but I have seen the Osho, and it was the greatest miracle in my life. And still, when I see him within myself, he initiated me in the Mount Abu on the 4th of April 1971. I came in contact with Osho in 13 April 1970 in Bombay. And after September, same year, he started the initiating people into the sannyas, new sannyas in Manali. And those was the very days that we never thought that this sannyas is going to spread all over the world. In Mumbai, that time, very few sannyas, 5 sannyasis was there in Mumbai. And I was also visiting him in his woodlands every week, 2 3 times, talking to him, anything like that, showing him is my poetry. So many things, inner, because I fell in love with him. So many people, you all of you also love him in your own way. Somebody read his book, somebody heard him, and maybe still there are a lot of people who have personally visited and seen him in Pune and Rajneshpuram. Basically, most of time in the Pune and the Kulu Manali in Mumbai. Well, anyway, I think it is not too long this talks, and now thank you very much. And we are the Orange and Mala all over the world, anywhere you are. Thank you very much.